TikTok is on fire right now. A Change.org petition is gaining serious traction to cancel Gypsy Rose Blanchard from all platforms, and it's shaking the internet. Meanwhile, Ash Trevino just got punched in the face at a bar for no reason, and her response was even wilder. Let's dive into all of this. The cancellation petition against Gypsy Rose Blanchard was created by a TikTok creator named Audrey Roach, who has been very vocal about the need for media platforms to stop glamorizing people with criminal histories. The title of the petition is Demand the Cancellation of All Media Projects Involving Gypsy Rose Blanchard. It directly targets major entertainment companies including Hulu, Peacock, Disney Australia, Lifetime, and others who continue to provide Gypsy with a platform. Audrey argues that these companies are profiting off Gypsy's notoriety and ignoring the pain of real victims. As of today, the petition has gained momentum with over 1.5k verified signatures, and more people are signing every hour as it spreads rapidly to TikTok and other social media platforms.
We've gotten almost 1,200 signatures on this petition to cancel the media projects involving Gypsy Rose Blanchard. And y'all, don't let up, because it clearly gets under their skin because they're trying to hack into my account. The link for the petition can be found right here, and then click right here. There is no need to donate any money for this. If it asks you to donate, just hit skip and I will share for now. Keep this going, share it with everybody and anybody that you think will sign it. We need to stop glorifying a murderer.
The petition calls out big streaming platforms like Lifetime, Hulu, Disney Plus, Apple TV, Amazon Video, and Roku for continuing to give Gypsy Rose a spotlight. The concern is that these companies are portraying Gypsy as a brave savior who overcame hardship, when in reality, she served time for planning the murder of her own mother. The petition argues that instead of holding her accountable, these companies are turning her crime into a way to make money, and it says they are rewarding violence and manipulation by turning her into a celebrity, and that it sets a dangerous example, especially for young people watching and thinking fame can come from doing something horrible. One section of the petition dives into how Gypsy manipulated her ex-boyfriend, Nick Godejohn, into killing her mother by using twisted and violent role-play tactics. It paints the picture that this wasn't just a one-time manipulation, this was a pattern. And now, even after getting out of prison, she's allegedly continuing that same kind of manipulation using another woman named Bree. According to the petition, Gypsy has been directing Bree to do things she herself doesn't want to be publicly linked to, like doxing people, making threats, and bullying anyone who criticizes her online. Bree has been described as Gypsy's digital puppet. Doing her dirty work so Gypsy can maintain a clean public image. The petition even points out that Bree has leaked private messages and screenshots on Gypsy's behalf, much like how Gypsy got Nick to do the one thing that she couldn't do herself. It's the same manipulative playbook, just with a different name. More disturbing behavior. Leaked emails suggest Gypsy continued to roleplay disturbingly while in prison. One example shows her pretending to be a goddess while an older woman played her servant, sending her $50 weekly. The petition also states that Gypsy used illegal communication methods to get money and attention while behind bars. Gypsy reportedly broke her NDA with Lifetime by leaking content to TMZ. On top of that, she's been accused of making money from her crimes through social media, merchandise, and press deals. According to Louisiana law, profiting off a crime is illegal unless victim compensation happens, which hasn't in Gypsy's case. Living for sympathy. The petition also criticizes Gypsy's public statements, saying she keeps switching up her story depending on what gains her more sympathy or attention. At first, Gypsy claimed she didn't even know she was being abused until she was arrested and her lawyer explained it to her. But later, she changed the story, saying her mother handcuffed her to a bed, locked her up in a shed outside, and even starved her. These two versions completely contradict each other. The petition points out this kind of back and forth makes it hard to trust her and shows how she plays the victim role whenever it benefits her image. It's not just confusing, it's dangerous because it lets her continue controlling the narrative and pulling people in emotionally, just like she did with Nick. Real victims are overshadowed. The biggest issue? Real survivors of Munchausen by proxy feel completely ignored and pushed aside. Gypsy claimed she was a victim of this rare and serious condition. But not all doctors agree that her mom faked her illnesses. In fact, some medical experts believe Gypsy did have legitimate health issues and her story may have been exaggerated or changed to suit her narrative. This has created a lot of confusion and mistrust, especially for real victims who have actually suffered under parents who purposely made them sick. By taking the spotlight, Gypsy has overshadowed their plan and stolen the attention that should have been used to bring real awareness to the disorder. Instead of advocating for those survivors, she used the condition as a defense, then failed to stand with the community she claimed to be part of. That feels like a betrayal to many who have lived the emotional and physical scars of true Munchausen by proxy abuse. The petition demands. The petition asks for a serious overhaul in how media companies handle Gypsy Rose's story, an immediate cancellation of all current Gypsy Rose-related shows, campaigns, and collaborations across every platform. This includes halting returns, interviews, and promotions that continue to push her narrative. Termination of all future contracts or pending deals involving Gypsy, including anything that uses her likeness, voice, or life story. The petition stresses that she should not be allowed to continue profiting from her past crime. Strong public statements from major networks like Hulu, Lifetime, and Disney Plus rejecting the glorification of manipulation and violence. These platforms are argued to be clear in their stance and set a public example. A complete re-evaluation of the professional ties with executive producers and creators who continue to back Gypsy's projects, particularly those who have helped shape her into a sympathetic figure despite her history. The petition believes these producers should be held accountable for pushing content that misleads audiences and disregards real victims. The petition stresses that this isn't just about Gypsy, it's about what kind of behavior society rewards. And its core, it's a wake-up call about media ethics and accountability. By continuing to give Gypsy Rose a public platform, networks are sending a message that someone can commit a serious, violent crime and still come out on the other side with fame, money, and fans. It teaches young viewers that you don't need to show real remorse or change. You just need a shocking story and the right cameras. That's dangerous. It takes attention away from the real survivors, confusing justice with popularity, and makes it harder for people to recognize true accountability in a world obsessed with fame. Audrey, the creator of the petition, said someone tried hacking her change.org account shortly after the petition started gaining serious attention. She shared a screenshot of an email from change.org notifying her about a password set request she never made. Audrey made it clear she hadn't requested anything and believes it was a direct attempt to silence her or scare her into backing down. The timing of this suspicious activity, right as the petition started blowing up, proves how nervous some people are about the movement she's building. It shows that this petition is not only being noticed, it's hitting a nerve with those who want to keep Gypsy's public image protected at all costs. Why this matters? Gypsy reposted a video of a girl who said she understood why Gypsy did what she did to her mother. Instead of stopping that message, Gypsy boosted it. That says everything. She continues to influence young people in dangerous ways. This petition could push networks to finally cut ties with Gypsy and remove her from the spotlight. We'll be watching closely. What went down? Ashley Trevino was in a bar in Dallas, Texas, Sunset or Cliff, posing for selfies and soaking up attention like she was the main event. She was greeting people, taking pictures with strangers, and acting like a full-blown celebrity. Suddenly, a woman named Blanca walked up to her and, without saying a word, delivered a solid punch straight into Ashley's face. The impact was so strong that people around were left completely stunned. Later, Blanca joined a TikTok live with creators Poncho and Carol C, who have both had issues with Ash in the past. When they asked Blanca why she did it, her response shocked everyone. She said she did it simply because she didn't like Ash's face. No backstory, no grudge, no warning, just vibes and violence. No fear of consequences. Blanca casually admitted during the live stream that she didn't have any personal beef with Ash. She didn't know her, hadn't spoken to her, and didn't have any history with her at all. She said she was just bar hopping with a friend when she saw Ash at Sunset or Cliff, and something about her energy or presence rubbed her the wrong way. So on her way out of the bathroom, she decided to land a punch right in Ash's face. No warning, no exchange, just walked up and did it. Afterward, Blanca and her friend immediately left the bar before any bouncers could confront them. When asked if she was worried about Ash pressing charges, Blanca laughed and said she wasn't bothered at all because, in her words, Ash doesn't have money for lawyers. It was clear she didn't see Ash as a threat, legally or otherwise, and was totally unbothered by the potential consequences.
If you haven't already heard, Ash Trevino got her little dusty, crusty ass hit in the face. And if you haven't seen the video, I'd love to show you because I'm dying to watch it again. I would say I'm not usually one for violence, but I would be lying. And Blanca, the beautiful lady that did hit her, had this to say when she was asked, is she worried that she's going to get sued?
Now, are you kind of scared, like that? That Ash is allegedly going to sue?
No, she's broke. She doesn't have any money, so how can she sue?
Damn.
She was taking a picture. I took that moment. She was vulnerable.
I kind of hope that Blanca posts her Cash App or something so we can all send her money for at least a shot. Because she did the Lord's work that night. And Ash, if you're watching this and you're wondering, does anybody feel sympathy for me? The answer is no. Absolutely nobody feels sympathy. Go get your kids a bed or something, okay?
Ash went on live, completely spiraling and trying to take back control of the situation. She laughed it off first, saying her face probably did more damage to Blanca's hand than the punch did to her. But her energy quickly turned defensive. She called Blanca weak and insisted that if she had seen the punch coming, she would have fought back without hesitation. Ash painted herself as someone tough and unbothered, but her body language and tone told a different story. She looked rattled, angry, and desperate to prove she wasn't embarrassed.
I think my face did more damage to her hand than she did to my face. Her little weak ass. I swear if I would have seen it coming and I would have seen her and then she hit me, I probably would have hit her back with this hand because the ring, I would have went boom and then made sure like I scratched that bitch's face open. Legit. And then y'all are stupid as fuck for saying I didn't press charges because I was broke. Bitch, you don't need money to press charges. And I didn't press charges like everybody asked me to because the bitch is going to get a rude awakening. And I'm not broke because... Like, bitch, she ain't famous. The fuck? Didn't nobody know who the fuck Bianca was with her little fucking crooked ass bangs. That bitch did not make my lips look like that. If my lips look like that still, they would still be bruised or something. I would have a bruise somewhere. And I don't. So. The bitch did not do nothing to me. I've been just, still living my life, doing me like regular. Because she didn't do nothing.
It was less about strength and more about saving face in front of her followers. Ash said she didn't press charges, but not because she was broke. She insisted it was because Blanca would get her karma eventually. To prove she wasn't poor, she dramatically held up a Louis Vuitton bag during the live stream, as if that alone proved her financial status. She kept insisting that people online had it wrong and that she would take legal action if she really wanted to. Then, in typical Ash fashion, she flipped the narrative and said that by punching her, Blanca actually became famous. She claimed she made Blanca relevant and said that the only reason people hate her is because they can't be her. It was all very performative, like she was trying to spin a humiliating moment into a flex. But for many watching, it just came off as delusional and desperate. Reality check. Let's be real. Ash is 36 years old, unemployed, and reportedly bouncing from place to place without a stable home. She is also allegedly estranged from her children and most of her family, which makes her loud online presence even more confusing. She has no known job, no clear direction in life, and almost every time she makes headlines or goes viral, it's for something negative, drama, fights, or live stream meltdowns. And yet, in her mind, she still walks around like a celebrity. She believes people hate her because they secretly want to be her, which is hard to believe considering the chaos that follows her everywhere she goes. It's not envy, it's exhaustion. Previous incidents. This isn't the first time Ash has had public drama. Far from it. When she was in San Francisco, she found herself in yet another heated encounter. A woman publicly confronted her, and while the details of what triggered it weren't completely clear, it followed the same pattern. Ash is known for stirring up attention, running her mouth, and then acting surprised when things explode. Ash keeps inserting herself into messy situations where emotions are already high, and instead of de-escalating, she often adds fuel to the fire. Then, when someone finally reacts, she flips the script and plays the victim. No, violence isn't okay, but Ash's attitude and actions keep drawing it toward her. At this point, it's hard to ignore the fact that she's making more enemies than fans and fast. The bigger picture. Ash needs to realize she's not a celebrity. These constant fights are not normal. The bar punch didn't teach her a lesson. Instead, she got on live and acted like she won the fight she never even saw coming. She might think she's famous, but to the public, she's just loud. Let's see if she ever actually presses charges. But knowing Ash, she'll probably just go on another live and claim it was all for clout. Both these stories, Gypsy's petition and Ash's punch, show how TikTok fame can spiral. One woman committed a serious crime and is being rewarded with fame. Another woman is getting punched at bars and still acts like she's a star. It's all a mess and it's not slowing down. Like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated because this drama is only getting wilder.